back to That Dad Guy. It's September the 17th, 2023. And first of all, I want to thank everybody who reached out yesterday during Hurricane Lee's landfall here. It was greatly appreciated. People from around the world checking in, seeing how we're doing. Now, in the end, it really wasn't much of anything that hit us. Now, I'm only speaking for my particular area because I know other places have been impacted a lot worse. Nothing like Fiona was last year, though, which is fantastic. So for here, we got heavy downpours of rain for short periods of time. We got some wind come through. We lost power for 3 hours, so it wasn't too bad. It was from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock, so kind of an ideal time to lose power if you're going to have no power, because there wasn't a lot going on at that time of day anyways. Yeah, we walked the neighborhood later on in the day when we wasn't doing anything yesterday. There were a couple tree branches that were down, a few smaller upturned trees in more heavily wooded area too, so those trees didn't make a difference. They weren't part of somebody's decorative part of their property or anything like that. That's all I really saw in my neighborhood. Now, we did see stories that were happening in Nova Scotia on the southern shore when it was hitting when the coast was getting battered. So there was some flooding down there. More power outages took place down there as well. So some regions got it worse than others. But luckily for me in my part of Moncton, we didn't really get hit very hard. So we were prepared for it, but luckily we didn't need it. So I just wanted to reach out and say thank you so much to everybody who did check in though and saw that it was coming through our way. But it's all right. Today, not much happening out there now. Everything has passed. The ground is wet. That's about it. All right, I wanted to show you the cards that I picked this week. I have 7 official ones that I can send out. So let's start with those ones. The first one I have is going off to Oregon in the United States. She says her and her husband live on 30 acres of country and rural area land outside Portland, Oregon. They've got 2 German Shepherd dogs, 2 cats. Aside from working on her property, she works in healthcare and her husband works as a mechanical contractor. They also have all kinds of outdoor activities they like hiking, biking, running, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, hockey, snowboarding, snowshoeing. We also like cooking, movies, traveling locally, visiting state and national parks, visiting with friends, games, puzzles, trivia, music, books, audiobooks, gardening, mushroom hunting, geocaching, volunteering, and amateur radio at home, as well as parks on the air, summit of the air. They are very busy with the amount of stuff that they have going on, that's for sure. She says she's newer to Postcrossing and is excited that she's found it. She's a big fan of snail mail before and always sending personal notes and cards to family and friends, and she likes stamps. Any postcard would be welcome. The cards that she wants to send, she likes ideas like my town, region, country, culture, animals, hummingbirds, owls, hawks, birds, nature, raccoons, otters, red pandas, draft horses. I don't know what a draft horse is. Plants, trees, flowers, scenery, log building, wood buildings, covered bridges, theater, pipe organs, church organs, hot air balloon, and the list goes on and on. I kind of stopped when she said the covered bridge. Now, we're known for covered bridges here in Atlantic Canada, especially here in New Brunswick. So this is the Point Wolf covered bridge in Fundy National Park. We go there lots. It's a single passageway covered bridge, which means only one car or one direction can go at a time. And it's on a corner, so you've got to use your horn. When you pass through the bridge, you have to... when you're on the bridge, you beep your horn and let people know that you're on there. So that one is going off to Oregon. All right, the next card I have is going off to Japan. And she says she's 25 years old. She was born in Belarus, but moved to Yokohama, Japan. Has already a year been living there with her husband and her cat. She's doing a part-time job as an English teacher and loves to explore Japan. In her free time, she's learning Japanese, cooking, and loves to do a lot of forms of art. Right now, she's learning how to live her new life. So if you have some advice or something positive and helpful to say, she'd love to get it with your postcard. She says she's highly passionate about Harry Potter. I can talk about it for hours. I also collect the first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, in different languages. And then she goes on to talk about the anime that she likes as well, and she likes to play video games. She likes cards that are custom postcards with artwork, handmade postcards, cute postcards, shaped and glittered postcards, postcards from theme parks, Moomin, Snoopy, postcards with views of your city, town, and village, touristy postcards, and art, paintings, colorful and interesting designs, Harry Potter with 3 exclamation marks, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, anime, Winnie the Pooh, and book covers. She had Harry Potter over and over again, so we are going with this Harry Potter and one of the earlier ones, so probably from the Philosopher's Stone, the movie too. So hopefully she'll get a kick out of that if she doesn't have it in her collection already. All right, the next postcard is going off to the Netherlands. She says, hello, Postcrossing Friends. She is from the Netherlands. Ever since my teens, I've loved sending and receiving posts, and the postman even brought me my love of my life. For my husband is one of the pen friends that she had as a youth, and now they've been married for 48 years and still very happy with each other. We have 3 adult children, 2 girls and a boy, and also 2 granddaughters, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. They bring a lot of joy in our life, and it makes me very happy to see them off. So congratulations on that. I'm glad the postman was able to deliver your husband without any wrinkles or damage. Also, I find it interesting when people put the ages of either their children or grandchildren. Are they constantly going back into their profile and updating those ages? Just curiosity. Her greatest hobby is reading. She loves books, but also likes making handmade cards, dancing, ballroom, line dancing, watching movies and series, cross-stitching, playing board games, going for walks, especially on the beach, and of course, post-crossing. I always hope my card will bring a smile on the face of the person who receives it. The favorite postcards to receive are hearts or anything heart-shaped, people under umbrellas, anything with umbrellas, blue cats, books, fairies, elves, witches, cats, people dancing, romantic scenes, hugs and kisses, funny or humorous things, the old ladies from Englook, fun facts cards from the United States. What about fun fact cards from Canada? Well, she likes the one from the US. A quote, expressions or sayings, bicycles, shells, beaches, fountains, large waterfalls, polar bears, giraffes, snowmen, castles, Christmas and birthday cards in December. So she wants to have a birthday in December. Yes, she does. Handmade cards also welcome. And take a look at my favorites. But if you don't have any card, don't worry about it. I love any card to receive. Just don't leave the back empty. So she wants to have a message. So I went with polar bears. I had this nice card that I picked up not too long ago when I was on my trip to Quebec. And so we got some baby polar bears and some mama and daddies. So hopefully she will enjoy that. I'm sure she'll enjoy it. Come on. All right. The next one is going off to Washington in the United States, the state of Washington, that is. She's fun-loving, silly, strong, smart. She's a 50-plus-year-old woman. Once again, I'm not sure why you put that, but that's all right. She's a mother of 3 and gives the ages of her 3. She's a business owner with her husband. They're in the process of handing over the business to their kids. It'll be the 3rd generation of running the business. Curious what the business is. Been married for 30 years, loves to camp with family and friends, scrapbook, thrift. And she says the order of things she likes: coffee talks with friends are the greatest. After coffee, going to thrift stores and finding good deals. After finding good deals and going out for a good meal. After a good meal, maybe going to a waterfront area and sit and watch people. So that's her order of enjoyment. More bits about her. She has a 7-year-old English Springer Spaniel named Buck. She does love the Pacific Northwest. It's getting overpopulated in the Seattle area, but cannot imagine moving from this area. I'm not picky postcrosser, single view, no envelopes, please. I'd love some funny shaped cards or recipe cards if you have them. Please put your date on the card, and of course, don't forget the ID. And I'd love recipe cards. So, how about a recipe card? This is for a Florida orange meringue pie. I've had this for a little bit now. I've wanted to try it. I've kept a picture of it, so I've got the ingredients. I'd really like to know what a orange meringue pie tastes like. Of course, you had lemon meringue pies and things like that, but I've never had an orange one. Maybe this person will make it. Okay, moving on. This card's going off to Germany. She is a 25-year-old girl who likes Harry Potter, another Harry Potter person. She likes hiking and metal music, currently lives in Bonn and study at university. She lives close to the Rhine River. She also loves nature very much. Because of her name, you can guess that she loves pandas too. I'm not going to say her name. I'm quite a nerd of TV series like the Game of Thrones, House of the Dragons, The Crown, Narcos, and invest very much of my free time in that hobby. I like cards with pandas, obviously, nature, archaeology, or city scenery, architecture, or vintage cards, but you're free to send any card you seem fit. Now, I thought about a panda card because I do have a couple panda cards, but she says she really liked Harry Potter, so I was still on that Harry Potter theme, so I have this one here of the Order of the Phoenix. You can see how Harry is much different than the earlier card that I showed as he's grown up. So, 2 Harry Potter cards going off this week. I say 2 because I don't have another one that's going. All right, the next one is going off to Indiana in the United States. And she is the oldest of 4 daughters and has 2 Shih Tzu poodles, Maggie and Molly. She grew up in the Northwest Indiana, right outside Chicago, where she would often go to museums and see touring Broadway shows. She played the clarinet throughout middle and high school and was in the marching band. She loves music, and she's been trying to expand what she listens to. Tell me your favorite song or artist, composer, when you write to me if you like. In 2021, she moved to Boston for graduate school. She recently graduated with 2 master's degrees, congratulations, in history and archival management, and I'm currently looking for work as an archivist. I absolutely love historical periods from Victoria area to the 1940s. Because of this, I would love vintage or vintage-looking postcards if anyone has some. I also love to travel. I've been to 24 U.S. states, overseas to Germany and Austria, Poland, and the Czech Republic, but I currently don't have the funds to do so, so any city or country postcard, historical buildings, postcards that you would like to send would be super cool to receive. For fun, she loves to cross-stitch, makes her own greeting cards, and reads. She reads a lot. I tend to gravitate towards the classics, thrillers, historical fiction, fantasy, and random non-fiction books, but I'm looking to expand, so recommendations are welcome. She just started a book club with her friends, so one of your recommendations might end up being chosen for her book club. We will read almost anything. I also love to watch movies, musicals, and seeing musical performances live. My favorites are The Phantom of the Opera and Moulin Rouge. My main goal is joining this club is to learn about different cultures and different people. I grew up in the cultural bubble and have been working on expanding my knowledge of the world and those within it. I've been studying French on Duolingo, so if you speak French, write to me in French. Please tell me about your life wherever you are. All right, so there were some options there, and I did go through them quite a bit, try to find things that maybe were Victorian or from the Second World War, historical cards. I looked for some vintage cards. But then I kind of went back to this. Okay, so this does have some historical significance. We got a building here from 1904. We have some anti-aircraft guns from World War II, but this is the Albert County Museum here nearby to where I live. So it's only about 30 minutes down the road. So I wanted to give a piece about Canadian history. Got some space on the back that I can write about stuff as a historian or another person who loves history. And so I went with that rather than a random card about the Victorian era or a card that maybe wasn't from my area. She wanted to expand her bubble. Then let's talk about this part of the country. All right, my last official card is going off to Portugal. He says he enjoys multi-view cards, architecture, nature, subway, maps, stadiums, World War II, airports, airplanes, boats, cars, and art cards. His favorite cards are erotic cards, so if you have them, place them in an envelope if possible. If you don't know what to write, maybe you can tell me something about your language, something interesting about your city or country, favorite place in your city or country, what is life like, something that made you happy recently, your best memory or experience. I was in the Arctic recently, and it was an amazing experience. That's cool. We get to go up there. Portugal has a rich and unique culture, that lively cities and beautiful countryside. You can travel in a single day from green mountains in the north, covered with vines and all varieties of trees, to rocky mountains with spectacular slopes and falls to the center, to a near desert landscape in the southern region, and finally a glamorous beach holiday destination in Algarve. So this one, once again, was another one that I had to struggle with trying to figure out what card to send. I do have map cards. I do have some World War II. I've got airplane cards and cars and things. So I tried to go with a multi-view because that was one of the things he talked about. So this one is from Hillsborough, 20 minutes down the road. And it's got airplanes. He talked about airplanes. It's got different transportation. It's got some historical significance in there. So I hope, fingers crossed, this fits the bill for him too. All right, if you've made it this far and you like what you see, make sure you are subscribed, you leave a positive comment, and you share it with your friends. That's how we have this channel continuing to grow, and we're getting to some big milestones soon and reaching some of my goals, which means I'm going to have to make some new goals if we get there. All right, these are my direct swaps. They're not quite as varied as what I just showed you, but we're going to show you. So the first one going out is this map card of Quebec that I got when I was in Quebec City. So I have that card going out. I have a couple of my That Dad Guy cards going out this week. I am starting to get to the end of those, so it means that pretty soon I am going to have to make some new ones. And with my experience with Canva, I think I'm going to be using Canva to make them this time and not Staples. Now, finally, I've got World Postcard Day cards going out. I got quite a few of them going out this week. I had decided last week that I am not waiting till October the 1st to mail. October the 1st is a holiday. Well, it's a Sunday, so there's no post on October the 1st. October the 2nd is a holiday. It's National Truth and Reconciliation Day, so that falls on the 30th. But Monday the 2nd will be the official holiday for federal employees, so there's not mail going out on Monday. So the first cards would go out on October the 3rd. Postmarked that day, so it doesn't really coincide with the 1st of October. So I wanted to send out cards that would arrive around October the 1st. That was the goal. Now I am going to save a slot for Postcrossing that I make sure I draw an address on that Sunday. I will write it up. It will go in the mail on the 3rd, and so I'll get my little badge to say that I've been a part of World Postcard Day. But for all my friends and things that really like the cards and have been sending in cards, I am responding to, and those that have request cards, I've kind of set aside waiting for their cards to arrive to do that too. So we'll see how many I have left. But this week I am sending quite a few of Polo's card out. So yeah. We're keeping track. I've got a spreadsheet of the names of the people that I've already sent to, so I make sure I don't duplicate and send them another one by accident. And we'll see if 50 is going to be enough. Maybe next year I'm going to have to order 100 or 75. I don't know. This year we're going to cap it at 50. There's also an expense that goes along with it too, so I want to make sure that I keep within the budget. Okay, I got cards to write. I got things to do. You probably do too, so you want to move on to someone else's videos or get at some of your activities you need to do today. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, sticking with me, and leaving comments. All right, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.